Hello YouTubers and welcome to another Doctor Who DVD review. This time it's of the Space Museum and the Chase box set. Yeah, it's self-explanatory. This is a box set which contains both the Space Museum and the Chase. Front cover, we've got lots of Daleks, fighting mechanoids, we've got the Mirror Celeste, we've got New York, we've got an alien planet, the TARDIS and the First Doctor, looking pretty concerned there. Overall, front cover is absolutely amazing. Got the roundels in the background as well. And it's all sort of blue. And it just says at the bottom here, the description, the First Doctor sees a terrifying glimpse of his own future and is pursued through all eternity by the deadly Daleks in these two classic adventures from 1965. The set is 3 discs. That's the side. We've got the same image there. That's where the DVDs will be placed. Says at the top here, Doctor Who, the Space Museum, the Chase, and there you got all your legal rubbish. So, on to the DVDs inside. So, starting off with the first story of this set, the Space Museum. Front cover looks all green. You got the First Doctor inside this weird transporter thing, and then you got these two dudes who are basically people who are from the museum. You can see the museum in the background there, and you can just see a nice little image of the TARDIS. It's a PG. There you can see a little bit more on the side. This was written by Glyn Jones. The TARDIS lands on the planet Xeros, where a vast museum houses a collection of relics from the galactic conquest of the mighty Morok Empire. Whilst they are exploring, the Doctor and his companions make a disturbing discovery. Their future selves are preserved in the museum as exhibits in a display case. Now the time travellers face a terrible dilemma. How can they escape their fate when every decision they make could be taking them a step closer to their doom? Special features include a commentary by the great William Russell, Maureen O'Brien and writer Glyn Jones, moderated by Peter Purves. Defending the museum, new series Doctor Who writer Robert Shearman provides a personal and robust defence of this often overlooked story. Quite an interesting special feature, that one. My Grandfather, the Doctor. Jessica Carney talks about the career of her grandfather, William Hartnell. A Holiday for the Doctor. Spoof comedy recollections of 1960s Doctor Who, starring Christopher Green as actress Ida Barr. We have Radio Times billings, production information, subtitles, a photo gallery, a coming soon trailer, and finally a digitally remastered picture and sound quality. We also have all of these usual things from Radio Times billings on the Chase DVD as well, apart from a different photo gallery. We still have the same coming soon trailer for the DVD release, which came after this. This story was originally broadcast on BBC One between the 24th of April and the 15th of May 1965. It was produced by Verity Lambert, directed by Mervyn Pinfield. The sleeve text is by Sue Coley. The cover was by Clayton Hickman. The runtime for this, 100 minutes. It's 4 episodes long, 25 minutes each. That's another image of the front cover. You can see a little bit more here on the leaflet, and it just gives you some more info. And if you have a look inside, it gives you more details about the special features. That's the disc. And overall, I'll just give my brief thoughts on this DVD release. Special features are really good. Quite interesting to hear the thoughts of Rob Shearman on this. As always as well, it's great to hear commentaries from cast, especially from stories from this era. As I hate to say it, there's quite a few people from around this time now who are sadly no longer with us. So it's great to hear people like William Russell talk about their experiences in making these stories, including this one. And overall, what do I think of the Space Museum, though? Well, as Rob Shearman quite put it. It is an overlooked story, but I think it is overlooked for reasons, and I think that's mainly due to it coming right before the chase. It's not a fantastic story. It is rather forgettable. To be honest, this is a boring story to me. I just feel like it takes a while to get going. We know what was going on just from reading the plot. It's just boring to me. That's honestly all I can say, really, and it's quite a shame because the concept behind it is really good, but I just feel like the way it was executed, it could have been so much more. So yeah, unfortunately, the Space Museum, for me, it's quite forgettable. I was going to say it was crap, but having thought about it, it's not really that bad. It's just a story which I easily can forget anyway. So yeah, Space Museum. But on to the story now, which I'm sure many people probably buy this box set for. It is The Chase. Not to be confused by the Chris show from ITV, which ironically has Bradley Walsh presenting, and of course he is a companion of Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. But anyway, going off track here. This front cover is amazing. Basically, this front cover, a lot of what we have here is on the front cover of the set. So again, you have the Daleks blowing things up, you have the mechanoids, you have Empire State Building, the Mirror Celeste, the alien planet, which you see at the end of the story, or towards the end of the story. And one thing actually I've just noticed as well, you see in the background part of the 1963 title sequence as well. I didn't realise that until just now, and I've looked at this cover very many times upon watching this when I want to watch this story. Other additions to this front cover, of course, we have Ian and Barbara. This is the final story to feature these two companions. So, this was written by Terry Nation. When the Doctor and his companions discover that a group of time-travelling Daleks have orders to exterminate them, a dangerous chase across time and space follows. To escape the Daleks, the TARDIS must travel from the desert planet Aridus to the top of the Empire State Building on Earth, and from a mysterious sailing ship to a haunted house. But there is an even greater danger waiting for the time travellers when they reach the planet Mechanus, and that's the planet which you see on the front cover. I just couldn't remember the name of it. Special features include a commentary by Maureen O'Brien, William Russell, Peter Purves, and director Richard Martin. Cusick in Cardiff. Dalek designer Raymond Cusick visits the new series studios in Cardiff. The thrill of the chase. Richard Martin looks back at the making of the story. Last stop, White City, the story of school teachers Barbara Wright and Ian Chesterton. Daleks Conquer and Destroy, a look at the appeal of the Daleks. Daleks Beyond the Screen, the merchandising opportunities presented by the Daleks. Shawcraft, the original monster makers, documentary on the makers of many props and models for 1960s Doctor Who. Follow That Dalek, amateur 8mm colour cinema film from Shawcraft Models in 1967. Give a Show slides, 16 stories presented on 7 slides each from the 1960s Doctor Who Give a Show projector. And all the rest are the usual special features, apart from a different photo gallery for this story and for the commentary and all of that. This story was originally broadcast on BBC One between the 22nd of May and the 26th of June 1965. Once again, it was produced by Verity Lambert. It was directed by Richard Martin. The sleeve text was by Maury Liang. The cover was by Clayton Hickman. And the runtime for this was 148 minutes approx. This is a PG. And you have a look inside. There's a leaflet. Just gives another look at the front cover. And here are the discs. So Disc 1, you have the Doctor, Ian and Barbara with all the settings in the background. And Disc 2, you have the Daleks fighting the Mechanoids, which is arguably one of the most iconic parts of the stories, and probably out of the 1960s of Doctor Who. So yeah, for a 6-parter, what do I think of this story? Amazing, right? I think this is an absolutely amazing story. Of course it's silly. I don't think it's as good as the Daleks or the Dalek Invasion of Earth. I think those stories are much better than this. This story is quite silly in places, especially when they go to the haunted house. It's just really ridiculous. And a few of the Daleks are quite ridiculous in this. They add a little bit of comedy to this, and parts of it do work, parts of it don't work, but I really do like this story. It sort of borrows elements from the Keys of Marinus, because in that story, which was from the very first season of Doctor Who, it was more or less every week, every episode, all the main characters, they went to a different destination. They travelled to different parts of the universe, different planets and all of that. Here, it's sort of a similar concept. The Doctor and his companions, they're travelling through time and space, and they are essentially, as the title suggests, getting chased by the Daleks. Hence why we end up visiting New York, a mysterious ship in the middle of the ocean, an alien planet, a haunted house, all of these settings, and it's all across these 6 magnificent episodes of Doctor Who. Obviously it's dated, but it's 1960s, you've got to appreciate it for the time. I think this was great, and it just shows once again the Daleks were at their most popular in this time, arguably. And for me, it's a really good story, and it's one of the standouts from season 2. Yeah, it's not as good as the Dalek Invasion of Earth. They took it in a different direction, so I've got to give props to Terra Nation on this. I've got to say as well, the special features on this are pretty good, like the comparisons between the Daleks here and the Daleks from the new series as well. It's really good to see those sort of comparisons, and how someone who worked on the show back in the day can look at the Daleks, which are made for the modern take on Doctor Who. It's really fascinating to see their sort of reaction. So yeah, The Chase, it's easily the reason to get this box set. I think if you're a fan of Daleks, this is easily a box set which you should definitely get. I think the Space Museum being included on this is more like a bonus. What you're getting here is 10 episodes of Doctor Who. It's 4 bonus episodes here with the Space Museum. And I think it's quite clever that they added it in, because, to be honest, I don't think it would have been as likely that many people may have picked the Space Museum up if it was a standalone release, and so they thought, well, just put this and that together, because these stories come immediately after each other, they're next to each other, so it made some sort of sense that these two were packaged together, even though the Space Museum doesn't really have any relation to The Chase apart from the very end of it. Overall, yeah, I'd recommend this set. If you're a fan of Daleks, if you're a fan of William Hartnell, if you're a fan of 60s Who, yeah, just get this set. It's an amazing set. The Space Museum aside, I think just get this set for The Chase, because The Chase is a good story. The Space Museum, it's one of those stories, you either you like it, you don't. For me, it's a forgettable one, but it's there, it exists, it's part of it. It's a win-win for me anyway, because it's not all that bad, it's just forgettable. That's just my opinion anyway. I know some people probably like that story. So yeah, that's my review of the Space Museum, The Chase box set starring William Hartnell as the First Doctor. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please leave a comment, like and subscribe for more content from the channel. Thank you very much, and I shall see you next time.